What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. I am UEP, or the viewers, and today I'm going to be talking about the Michigan Senate race. We're going in alphabetical order of competitive Senate races. I believe we just did Maine, so, Maryland doesn't have a Senate race. Massachusetts has a primary that's competitive, but I think that Joe Kennedy's going to win it. And now Michigan has a Senate race that's somewhat competitive. I don't think it'll be, down to the wire kind of Senate race like Montana and, uh, Kansas and North Carolina will. But we're probably going to see this being kind of a Senate race that is probably similar margins to you know to a Senate race like kind of like I'm trying to think, maybe like what's going to happen in for what Senate race was Texas, where MJ Heger is going to should probably lose by something like well, actually, I think this will be like a bit more competitive than the race in Texas. But bottom line is, this is somewhat competitive, but don't expect John James to win, and I'll be upfront about that. Now, back 5 months ago, back in February, I said that John James actually had a decent shot, kind of like a 40% chance of winning the seat. But now my model only gives him a 9.9% chance, so basically a 10% chance. JHK forecast gives him an 8% chance of winning this. So yeah, I don't think we're gonna see John James flipping a seat. Now he's a strong candidate because he is a black Republican, and that does help the Republicans with the black vote in with minority turnout for them, instead of usually the Democrats do much better. But let's talk about Gary Peters. He is I need to find Morning Consult. Okay, here it is. So Gary Peters is pretty popular. Right now, he enjoys a plus 7 net approval, which is that's decent. He was pretty popular back in he's not as well known as other people, and that could hurt him, could help him. I think generally in the Midwest it does help. But let's talk about Gray Peters. So he actually in a red wave in 2008. I don't believe he was in the Senate. Yeah. So in 2008 or 2014, in a red wave year, Gray Peters did win this by a safe margin in my book, actually, which is really interesting because that was a red wave year, and Democrats or in the Republicans, they won the Michigan governor race. So they split down ballot for Peters and I believe Rick Snyder, who's the governor at the time. In 2020, I think so he won that race by basically 13 points, a little more than that. I think it'll be a little bit closer because John James is from candidate. Then I'm forgetting her name, Terry Lynn Land. And just because the Rust Belt is trending to the right, very small, kind of like how Montana's trending to the left. It's not super noticeable, but it is noticeable because remember, back in 2008, Democrats, they were winning here absolutely, like they won here by 17. And 2004 it was a bit closer, but they were still winning here by pretty significant more. 2012 won by 10, and then flipped in 2016, and Donald Trump actually, I'll give him credit for flipping a lot of these Rust Belt voters back to the GOP, kind of Reagan-type voters. So, anyways, Peters is the favorite. JHK forecast gives James an 8% chance of winning here. And the polling is very, very bad for James. I mean, you'd think that it would actually be a little bit better for him, but he's in the most recent poll that was added yesterday. It has Peters up by 17. Now, if we sort these polls by the best polls, the New York Times A+ rated poll has Peters ahead by 10. Now is added June 25th, so it's somewhat recent. We're just gonna do all the polls. Plus 4, plus 7, plus 14, plus 16. Every single one of these polls has Peters ahead, and there's one that has James ahead. Take back in March, but again, not a great rated poll. It only has a 600. Only a 600 sample size, and it was taken like back in 2019. So yeah, not very reliable. So we're gonna talk about 2018 Michigan Senate race. So in a midterm year, Debbie Stabenow, she ended up winning this race by 8 points. So Peters or John James, he did around expectation. I rated this as a likely for the Democrats. And let's see what the race ratings were. Some had it as safe, but like most people had as likely. Remember, the polling actually did underestimate Stabenow because on election day it was pretty slim margin for her. But I want to see the predictions. Let's see predictions. So two had it as safe, but the common consensus I had as likely for the Democrats, and I was right. She ended up winning by 8 points, which is kind of the definition of a likely margin, 7-8 points. And she did very well here. She won a lot of counties that Hillary Clinton could not win in. She did better than North than Hillary Clinton did. Let's see. So just look at this. Let's compare these two maps of Michigan. Okay. So Debbie Stabenow, she did a lot. She won this county. Hillary Clinton did not. She won. She won this county by a bigger margin than Hillary. And I'm saying this county a lot because I'm not familiar. I don't live in Michigan, so I'm not familiar with the counties in Michigan. So she did very well. Clinton did pretty well in Detroit, but not as high turnout as Stabenow. Whereas Stabenow, she won a lot of these counties by very big margins, and she flipped. And she won these two counties that I don't think Hillary Clinton won. Yeah, she only won one of them and got beat. So as you can see, Stabenow outperforming Clinton very, very by big numbers. So yeah, and I do think that Joe Biden is going to win Michigan. I mean, Donald Trump declared that he wasn't even going to try to win Michigan anymore, similar to what we saw happen in 2008, where John McCain basically said that he wasn't going to try to win Michigan, and that does not bode well for John James because Trump is going to, he's not popular in Michigan, but Trump advertising in Michigan for GOP candidates is only going to help GOP candidates down the ballot. So yeah, overall, every single data point points to a Gary Peters victory here. In fact, the polling average, I want to see RCP Michigan Senate polling. I'm too lazy to average it out, but James versus Peters, the average is Peters plus 9.4. I think he'll win by a little less than maybe 8 points. I think Peters and Biden are going to do about the same. Peters could probably outperform Biden by a tiny bit, but yeah, overall, I do expect Peters to win. And even the most optimistic, um, GOP forecasters are rating this as Democratic. Like a Red Eagle Politics I watched pretty recently, he rates this as still Democratic, and even then it's pretty. So yeah, this is not a toss up. I don't know why they have it as toss up, but the common consensus is lean. I'm gonna say likely, and then Niskanen has it as safe Democratic. But anyways, bottom line is Gary Peters is going to win this race, and probably a pretty significant margin. So thanks for watching, guys. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already. Be sure to like the video, and I have a Patreon if you'd like to donate to me. Go the extra mile, and yeah, I'll see you all in the next one.